transferred to the county without undue delay and without deduction, except when the transfer has been stopped under Article 225, which is something else. But the fact that we are seeing that failure by some counties to adopt this new procurement system could lead to delays in disbursement of their equitable share. That in itself is a violation of this constitution. Do you think the president and the executive in this matter is overreaching itself?
A good idea is always, it has always been given time to implement. E-procurement could be very good, but there was no, first of all, preparation, and after preparation, there was no grace period that was given to counties. And again, when you change policies, there must be public participation. Mm-hmm. E-procurement, when the president and Minister for Finance comes out and shows the public that they have to use it, otherwise ship out. You are forcing things on people without following due process. And the process is public participation. Let me tell you something. On 20th, I don't know whether Mheshimiwa was present in that parliament, there was discussion whose chair is Chepkonga, and they were discussing this system. And they, upon looking at it critically, they said it should be sent back to the center, back to the Minister of Finance. Why? I quote him saying, a Mama Mboga in Mandera, a Mama Mboga in Kerio Valley, and other parts of this country, where they have been supplying government institutions such as schools, such as offices of Interior, Ministry of Interior, where we have ACC, they've been supplying them with, for example, cabbages or milk or something, mm-hmm. that they have to suspend their livelihoods until that place has a signal. Remember, when you talk of electronic government procurement system, do not forget that electronic is not complete without signal. Signal meaning internet. And there are parts of this country that we don't have internet. So you are telling the few Kenyans, if they're not the majority then, that the few Kenyans have to suspend their livelihoods until somebody somewhere says that it's now time for you to leave. That they want to dictate when we should leave and when we shouldn't leave. How we should live and how we shouldn't live. Because a person in Mandera somewhere, Mama Mboga who has been walking to school, get an LPO, goes to the local market, purchases cabbages, potatoes, and supplies that school, has ensured that there is continuity in that school. So when she doesn't supply, the students don't have supplies, and herself, she doesn't have income. In fact, what we have lost in this country in 1 month, since this was announced, we've lost a full month of business. That tells there's no money in the economy. Mm-hmm. Then what does that mean? People are not happy. They cannot pay school fees for their children. They cannot meet their basic rations in their lives. Then you had the committee led by Chepkonga. Now you have a report by the governors. You won't tell me all the governors plus the National Assembly Committee on these issues, all of them, they are wrong, 2 people are right. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's good to reason one with the another, and this system, as good as it is, and the aspect for foreign entities, I don't even know why we use foreign entities. We are known all over the world as the people who came with M-Pesa. No other person or any country or entity has ever come with such a bright mm-hmm. idea, an idea that you can control, an idea that has checks and balances. Why don't you use the same brains, come up with a system that controls procurement in this Kenya, in this country of ours, other than importing skills that we already have? 2, why don't we then roll it out in phases? In this manner, as good as it could be then, why don't we look for less critical departments in this country? We roll it out where delays of months does not affect the most needed services. Why don't we roll it out in phases, and then we check how effective it is? Then we can now say we have reference point. You see, whenever scientists, they want to roll out vaccine, they use either guinea pig or monkey. Because when you lose a guinea pig or a monkey, is a bearable loss than losing human beings.
Okay.
They don't just throw it to human beings before checking. Now this one has been thrown out. That's why you see a committee in the National Assembly, the Council of Governors, they have come out saying it's not good. It should have been started with just less important dockets and see how effective it is in terms of controlling corruption, in terms of issuing or procuring goods and services, and making sure there is fairness. And fairness does not mean that it's only to people who can access internet.
And probably the president based his approach on Article 190 of the Constitution on the relationships between governments, because it says